Can you guys hear me now? I don't know when. I guess I like hit the scroll wheel, which scrolled like the mic volume down a little bit at some point. Okay, cool. Let me know if like the volume's too much or too little, because I definitely haven't adjusted that in a while. I gave my whole entrance spiel. It's just gonna be me talking to no one, muted now. But anyway, we're about to get horribly bodied by Bryant Cook here, a very known and active Tess player in the Legacy online community. And Tess is a really bad matchup, so we're gonna get destroyed here. I would keep this 6, but this 6 is never gonna beat Tess. I think I just need to find Thalia? Got in here and thought something was wrong with my headphones at first. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It must have been something like I hit the scroll wheel when I had the mic audio selected on OBS. Some nonsense. This is a good hand. Like, I would keep this in the blind, but it's also Bryant Cook. So there's no way they're not on... He's not on Tess. But this hand, like, what is this, turn... I guess this is a turn 3 Thalia, but that's against an opponent that kept 7. There's no way. I can't beat Batterskull, or I can't beat Goblins either. I don't have, like, Stoneforge. We'll get again. Alright, whatever. Oh, nice. We have a chance. Now we have both Stoneforge and Thalia to hopefully beat a bunch of Goblins if they go off on turn 1. And before, Brian Cook's just randomly not playing Tess, and we just get destroyed by like turn 1 Chalice of the Void nonsense. More Blood Moons. Alright. As long as this isn't like Delver of Secrets. Alright. Turn 1 Brainstorms are pretty scary. It means that they're trying to find pieces to kill you, usually. Ooh. Hey, we did it. Slam this Thalia. Living the good life. Now, I kind of want to... I'm not sure if I actually want to port or go get... I think I want to go get Sword here to protect it from, like, a bounce spell or a Burning Wish for Massacre or something. Sword of Fire and Ice will protect Thalia from both Burning Wish Massacre or Burning Wish Void Snare or whatever bounce spell they have in their deck. We also have another Stoneforge. If they do somehow make a bunch of goblins, we can still go get Batterskull as well. Duress my sword, that's mean. Now I guess we go get Batterskull. Actually, we probably just port them. So, definitely port didn't play third line. Yeah, I didn't think about... It was just me thinking fast. And the question is, I think I get Batterskull just because I want to port them every turn. Yeah, because then they can't cast Burning Wish next turn. If I grab GT to try and protect from Massacre, I don't think it's going to end well. We can just port this. I guess there's an argument to porting the red source, but... No, if they have another land, they should be able to cast anything anyway. Probe me? Sure. Alright. He did it. We beat Test Game 1, which is very useful. We just need to not die games... Or we'll probably die Game 2. We just need to not die Game 3. So let's bring in the Man, Graveyard Hate is so much worse against Tess than against Ant. I can't afford to keep in Shalai, right? Like, this card is good against Storm, but I'm never getting to 4 mana. Alright, let's figure out what the Boris cards are first, I guess. Obviously, like, GT, Sarah Avenger. Yeah, I think the next cuts are just Shalai, because it's so good if I get to 4 mana, but if I get to 4 mana against Tess, I think I'm fine. I think I've somehow lived. Let me see if I can pull up a Tess list. Can't cut the flavor. Alright, so it's likely... what? Abrupt Decays. Forget the win rate, just keep the Shalais in. That's fair. I'll buy that. I'll buy that argument. His current list is on his website. I guess that's fairly reasonable. Oh god. Where the deck list. Okay. So Echoing Truth is the board-in card of choice. Pulverize? Sacrifice 2 mountains, destroy artifacts. Neat. Okay, I guess that's for the Stompy decks. So it's mainly just a bunch of Empty the Warrens. Sideboard 3 Empty the Warrens? That seems weird. I mean, I don't know. I guess you board in like 2 of them for certain matchups. Grape Shot, Chain of Vapor, Echoing Truth. Notably, like, no hate. If I land, like, Mom plus Ethersworn, it's pretty hard to lose. No, like, super good hate, like, Massacres and stuff. So anyway, Shalai doesn't even beat this. Because if I play Shalai, he just makes goblins. Alright, I have to cut these Shalais. I'm sorry all the time. Shalai is just so not good in this matchup. Oh, right, I need to cut all these Sword of Plowshares. Alright, maybe one Shalai gets to stay in the deck. I guess I could... Actually, no, I'd like Leona Relic Ward or could exile a Chrome Mox or something. Yeah, let's do that. Well, we have an Ethersworn and a Mom, so let's hope we don't die. Although, the chances of us living to our turn 2 are pretty low. We just have to get really lucky here. Opponent kept 7, so we're probably dead. So this is one of the few times where you don't lead on Aether Vial. Okay, well, my decisions might not matter here. But if I lead on Aether Vial, I don't have Mom active to protect the Ethersworn Canonist. So if, hypothetically, if I were to live to my turn 2, I'd want to go Mom into Ethersworn Canonist to protect it from bounce spells. Whereas Aether Vial is great for, like, tempo and using your mana efficiently and stuff, but that doesn't matter in this matchup. This matchup is, all that's important is, like, surviving the first 2 to 3 turns of the game. Not dead yet, but I don't imagine we're very well off. Please don't kill me, opponent. Let's pretend we have, like, Surgical or Mindbreak Trap up. Pitching Burning Wish, Lion's Eye. What is this, like, this is an Adnaz, right? Ponder Crack Lion's Eye? They know the top card of their deck, though. So this could just be Adnaz, right? Adnaz, no mana floating. Without making their land drops, though. So they could easily just find a land. Yep. Lotus Petal, Probe, LED. That's a lot of mana. Oh, and Infernal Altar? Alright, we're dead. Or a Petal. Yeah, they find a land or Petal, we just die. They found a lot of stuff. Why is he still going? They board out the, I'm gonna have 6 now. I have nothing. for Darkrit? No, they found a Darkrit a while ago. Yeah, I don't know why they kept going for that long. Maybe they didn't actually... No, they had to have had enough mana. They had, like, a jillion mana. Burning Wish, Cracking LED. Alright, they don't have a hand. Aha, Tendrils. Okay. You got me. Maybe he boarded out the empty and couldn't die. No, no, he had the empty. He hit the empty the Warrens too, but he didn't. He wanted to kill me that turn, but he didn't need all the extra storm count, right? Because he already had like 2 infernal tutors. Did they have enough mana to like infernal into burning into tendrils? Because I don't think he had the tendrils in the main. Oh, and he knew he couldn't die. Okay, so there's no reason to stop going until he hits 2 because he doesn't have anything in the deck that's less than 2. Okay, that makes sense. Might as well just keep going if you're 100% certain you can't die. I gotcha. It took me a second. Alright, well, we tried. We had probably the best hand we could keep, and then died on turn 2. But that's the nature of this matchup. So now we just needed to draw that hand again, except on the play. I don't think I need to make any changes. Did I hit submit? Yeah, there we go. I would like to play first. Is this hand good enough? I can revoke, like, LED and Chrome Mox and have Surgical. Plus, I have Mom, Surgical, Recipe doesn't do anything, obviously. Is this hand even good enough? Or do I just have to mulligan to like, 4 Thalia's 2 Ethersworns? Hmm. Man, I'm not nearly as familiar as I should be with like the test matchup to know that if I don't think I'd keep this against Ant though. Actually, I would probably keep this against Ant, but the issue is that Surgical and Race of Beast are just so much worse against Tess. I think I'm gonna ship it. And then probably get punished for it. I think I just actually need Ethersworn or Thalia, or I probably won't win. There we go. Alright, well this is worse than my 7. We'll just ship that too. Turn 4, Ethersworn definitely not good enough. Do I keep this and hope he's on empty the Warrens now? That might be a little more legitimate than going to 4? It's just so easy to get to Tendrils, though. On a 7 when I just have no hate. Go to 4. Yeah, okay, yeah. We've lost. I might have needed to keep that 5. I'm not sure. So if I push this, there's no way I can play a Thalia on turn 2, so I might as well draw this Surgical and hope. Hope that it actually does something. Because there's no way I can draw the Thalia on turn 2. Also could just be like a turn 1 kill and my decisions didn't matter. Although, depending on the goblins, I could have kept the 5 and maybe survived a turn 1 bunch of goblins. Never like the long pauses from Storm players. It means that usually means that they're working out how exactly does my opponent die this turn. Burning Wish. Okay, so they're setting up for next turn. It looks like. Burning Wish for Grape Shot. Oh, maybe they're setting up to beat a turn 2 Thalia or something. Add Nausea with 1 mana up and a Grape Shot in hand. Alright, yeah, we're probably dead. Hit LED. Echoing Truth, Burning Wish. They need more mana still, but their deck is so lean. I may have actually wanted to Surgical this Dark Red just because that was my only chance of winning. But no, they hit like Petal, Chrome Mox. We're just super dead. Yeah, the opponent had 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds. Oh yeah, we're super dead. They even have like Cabal Therapy for Mind Break Trap or something. Yeah, alright. So they have, what, 4 mana, Crack, Burning Wish, Triple Crack. Alright, yeah, we're done. We're done here. Yep, that matchup is certainly not good. I don't think we were winning with a Thalia. Did they have an artifact that second turn? Wondering if we win if we had Ethersworn. Since they can't Grape Shot Ethersworn without an artifact. But I just don't think we were winning that. Test. Yeah, my test win rate is horrible. I'm 1 in 5. 1 out of 5 against tests. Jeez. Is that worse than elves? No, I think my elves is 0%, yeah. 0 out of 4. But Tess is a really miserable matchup for Death and Taxes. They're like right above the curve of like the turns that you can deal with. They're not quite the Belcher decks, the all spells and stuff, but they're just way more lean and efficient at killing you than Ant is, whereas Ant can like fight through hate a little bit better. Yeah, I don't think. Definitely not happy to see Tess sitting across the table. Would much rather see Delver or basically any other deck aside from like Elves and the turn 1 decks. Is there another matchup that I just really hate? Alright. Lost the die roll. Yeesh, this hand is ugly. I think I might keep if I had a white source, like a true white source here to cast this Plow. My opponent goes land Deathrite. I want to be able to plow it or something. If I just go, we're Schadenport past, and they go Wasteland, cast a Delver or whatever, we just die horribly. And if they're not Delver, I think this hand just kind of sucks anyway. If they're any Wasteland deck, we're really poor off, and if they're a combo deck, I guess if they're a combo deck, we're set with these Revokers and Recruiters. But opponent also moved into 6, so I'm happy. Not super happy with this hand. I might keep it. On a 6 on the draw, we get a scry, we have like turn 2 port. I don't think this Shalai is going to do a lot. But I also don't want to go down to 5. Especially because we have the spell lands, we have ports and wastelands and stuff. We can kind of interact. I think I'm just supposed to top this because it's a thing. And I want things. Swamp. Is this red-black reanimator? I have this Caracas for red-black reanimator. Yep, that's what it looks. I mean, I guess it could be Storm still. But I'm pretty sure that means red-black reanimator. I'm never sure if I don't think I want to lead on the Caracas. I think I want to incentivize them to go get a legendary creature. And then be able to bounce it with Caracas later, because they can't, like, discard it out of my hand. So it's still protected. They're likely to entomb something here, and then animate it back out. We'll just go play the pass. Yep. Probably played the pedal to play around Daze. Entombs Grizzlebrand. Which means they use most of their 7 to kind of redraw. I mean, obviously we're still up shit creek real bad, but they only get to draw 7 because they have Reanimate here, so. They essentially get to mulligan back to 7 for free. Because I had Caracas this Grizzlebrand back. It does make me mana inefficient, like I can't cast a 2-drop and also use this Caracas next turn. Yeah, sure, unmask, but it looks like I'm probably not casting a 2-drop anyway. Opponent's also at 5, so their reanimates are turned off. They need Animate Deads and Exhumes. And now Exhumes will get one of my things back. Oh man, what if they like reanimate my Shalai, give their Grizzlebrand hexproof so I can't Caracas it? Man, this is about to be such a bummer when this happens. Oh no, then I can just Caracas the Shalai back to my hand, and then Caracas the Grizzlebrand. Then they would get to draw an extra 7 cards off the lifelink though. But wow, that would be quite the bummer. Discards Chancellor. So that's probably their plan to reanimate. Reanimating now. It's not great for me. Are they getting my Shalai? They are getting my Shalai. Okay. I guess they get like another draw 7, so. Are they also making the Chancellor? No, they're just casting. I think getting the Chancellor might have been better. I guess they do just get to hit me for 7 here and then redraw another 7. And then probably animate the Chancellor. Running. What have they pitched to these unmasks? A reanimate a Grizzlebrand. Makes sense. So they're on probably 3 Animate Deads and 4 Exhumes. to find a Chancellor, and the Chancellor's a 3-turn clock, and I have Stoneforge. Stoneforge doesn't come down next turn, though, so assuming they reanimate Chancellor, are they gonna, like, therapy the Shalai and then reanimate it a second time? I guess there's a chance I should have taken the hit and bounced it on end step. Man, if there's ever a case for not playing Shalai in your deck, it's this game. Have another anime dead? Sure. Also Exhume. I guess because now that's not quite lethal. This is absurd. That's definitely a word for it. Yeah, I think I did misplay. I think I was supposed to just take the 2 and bounce it on end step. Since I don't think 13 to 11 is a super different clock. Grizzlebrand still kills in 2. Chancellor still kills in 3. So hypothetically, if I play Cavern on Core to cast this Stoneforge Mystic through the Chancellor, I get Batter Skull, Caracas this, I take 12 here. Go to 1. And then I can't do anything because I can put in the Batter Skull, can't block a bunch of flyers. Although I do get to bounce 1, and I'll have a Cavern on Core though. But if I bounce the Shalai next turn, it'll play Cavern on like Elemental or Angel, and draw Sarah Avenger or Flicker Wisp. I get to live, right? I get to. Although I'm just chump blocking it, and I have to chump block it like every turn. Alright, yeah. I guess I should play it out. Doesn't exactly take a huge toll on me. But I need a top deck, like, runner for a while. And if they just have Collector Brutality, I die, but... So I take 12 here. I need to draw Sarah Avenger or Flicker Wisp. Sure, Faithless Looting. Or they could just make another fatty and I will die. Chancellor and Elish Norn. So I need to draw what? I guess I do have this Shalai, so if I draw Flicker Wisp, I can play Flicker Wisp, then play Shalai, then I don't know. I need Flicker Wisp, Sarah Avenger, into Shalai, into... Or I guess I could draw Swords to Plowshares as well. I guess that's a much more reasonable out than what I was talking about with the chump blocks and stuff. I could just top deck Swords to Plowshares, Kragus the Grizzlebrand, play the extra one on the Plow on the Chancellor, and then be alive this game. I don't know what the opponent's waiting for. Do they want to just reanimate my Shalai a third time with a third animate dead? Is this their plan? The name Shalai Voice Plenty? Oh, or a reanimate. Alright, so we'll start drawing live to Swords. We didn't draw it, obviously, and now we're dead. Not that it mattered. Yeah, I don't think this line of play really did a whole lot. If I had drawn, like, Flicker Wisp, it does the same thing. I can Caracas this. Oh yeah, second Caracas is out. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, to this, I guess. Second Crocus was not an out to the Grizzlebrand Chancellor thing, but they gave me 2 more outs by doing this play, right? Flicker Wisp is even better out here, right? Because I could actually Flicker Wisp my Shalai, get it back, and then be able to chump this Grizzlebrand and then Caracas it. Or actually, no, just Caracas it, because I could play Cavern on Elemental, Flicker Wisp Shalai. Alright, this play is cute, and I appreciate like how adorable my opponent reanimating my Shalai 3 times is, but I don't think it was optimal. Considering they gave me a lot more outs. If I had Flicker Wisp in my hand, I think I would actually be in the driver's seat. Anyway, yeah, we're dead. Alright, the good old sideboard. Actually, I guess we only sideboard 12 cards now, because Leon and Relic Ward is not very good in this matchup. The good old sideboard 12 cards plan. Cutting a bunch of fluff that doesn't do a lot in this matchup. What else am I supposed to cut? Batter Skull's terrible. Cut a last card. I guess another Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp can be decent, though. Being able to block flyers can be relevant at times. Rogue's good on the play because you can name Lotus Petal and stuff. I guess it's also decent on the draw for some reason. Let's just cut these Shalais. I don't think they're super relevant. Again, this is why, one of the reasons. I guess I'd also be boarding out Mirror Crusader here if it was a Shalai instead, but Shalai's just not super impressive in a lot of matchups. I boarded it out against Storm. Because it's 4 mana. You're never going to get to 4 mana against Storm. Against Delver, again, it costs 4 mana, very hard to play. It is really good when you can land it, though. I have had games against Delver where I had Caracas plus Violin 4 with Shalai. And being able to, like, block Insectal Aberrations, clock Pastrina Nemesis. I still haven't played against Check Pile with Shalais, but I can't imagine it's much better than Mirror Crusader, considering it dies to Revolted Fatal Push. I just really don't see the appeal of this card. I talk so much shit about this card. I think I'm just gonna cut it after this league. Go back to just 3 Mirror Crusaders. Just feels better. Probably would have won that game if I didn't have Shalai in my deck, but also probably would have won that game if it wasn't dumb and bounced the Shalai before taking the 2 damage. Should have taken the 2 reanimate or bounced on end step. This hand sucks. We don't have any of our super good hate, and also no white mana. Alright, this hand's much better. We have a lot of good hate and white mana. We have Vile into Rest in Peace if they Thoughtseize that. We have Thalia, or Port plus Wasteland and stuff. This hand is very, very good. So, what is their hate of their anti-hate? Their anti-hate's just usually just Grim Lavamancers and some garbage, right? I don't think this card is good. I'm gonna push it. So if they don't turn 1 me, we have Rest in Peace and Thalia. And that should be mostly game. But there's also a reasonable chance they do actually turn 1 me. Red Black Rainmaker can be kind of scary. Ideally, we draw Surgical for game 3. Surgical makes me feel so much safer in this matchup. Please just, like, play Grim Lavamancers. It's my favorite thing. Because for some reason, Grim Lavamancers is, like, the hot tech in these red-black decks. So whenever my red-black Rainmaker post-board opponent goes, turn 1 land, Grim Lavamancers pass. It just feels really good when you have Rest in Peace in your hand. And, like, 6-7 removal spells post-board. Oh man. Opponent not wanting to have fun. Taking my Rest in Peace. Now my opponent gets to play into Thalia plus Wasteland Port, which is the new plan. Oh man, or we just get turn 1. I don't know what's happening anymore. Oh, they're targeting themselves? Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, that's quite a bummer of a hand. We got turn 1 and Thoughtseize, so Surgical wouldn't have even done anything. Alright, yeah, I'll have 6. Man. Not the best luck. Even if we had Surgical, this hand is just dead. We need to just top deck Caracas. It's a good thing I pushed that Mom to the bottom. I guess Relic Order is decent in this matchup, isn't it? Animate dead? Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Opponent's probably just gonna like make Archetype. Yeah, sure, Archetype of Endurance, why not? This is not a good day. So we're taking 12, going to 8, so we can't even get to, like, Council's Judgment range. I guess we can actually chump block this. Well, that's not helpful, unless we draw Council's Judgment, even then. We just don't have the second white as well. So I block this, go to 14, we have to draw. If we had double white, we could draw Council's Judgment, exile this, get attacked. Then they're at 18 already, and they can just draw another, like, 14 cards. Oh, and there. Alright. 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 Good old O2 to start the day. 24 games. 10 losses. Nope, not 7 wins. 6 wins still. I didn't update this for either of my losses. Thalia did not get him. Thalia is significantly worse than Grizzlebrand in head-to-head. What's your most up-to-date deck list? Haven't been on here in a while. I think if you type !deck or !deck list, you should get a list. I can also pull it up if you're like on mobile or something inconvenient for those links. I'm still like kind of fiddling. I mentioned, or at least I tried to mention at the start of the stream, but apparently my mic was muted. I mentioned the most recent update is I'm playing Relic Order on the side again, which is not exactly like the biggest innovation the deck has ever had, but I've seen a lot of the Stompy lists have been popping up a lot since they've been doing so well a lot of recent Paper Legacy events. So I want hedges to stuff like Ensnaring Bridge and Steel Overseers or whatever. We have a notification. Oh, All the Time is resubscribed for 2 months. It says 2-month anniversary. It's time I put out Craigasm. Thanks All the Time. I appreciate your continued support. Enjoy your Thalia emotes for another month. We're still searching here. All right. So anyway, this is the list. Relic Order is in hedge against the Stompy decks. I'm still trying out the Shalai. I think I'm just going to turn it back into Mirror Crusaders, though. I think this is going to be my list going forward. Just a very standard, like, pretty stock list with just 3 Crusaders instead of the usual, like, 2-2 split, since you still do want to hedge against check pile, since it is one of your worst matchups that shows up frequently. Who are we playing now? Last seen deck 8 days ago is Land. Oh, whoops. Lands. I hope they're on lands, because I love my lands matchup. But I don't generally like to trust MTG bot, except for when I'm playing against like players that I know, like, oh, I'm playing against Lewis CBR, gonna be on Grixis Delver, or EW Landon on Red Black Reanimator, or Brant Cook, like we played against round 1. This hand's, like, good enough. And it's okay against lands. Like, I'm not... Obviously, game 1, none of your cards matter in the lands matchup, except for Recruiter of the Guard and Sanctum Prelate, and Sword of Fire and Ice. So I guess we have one of the steps down. Let's see if they're on lands. The Mirror? Could still be, like, lands. How's Cataclysm been going for you? So you could Gideon. Definitely not that Gideon hasn't been performing well. I mostly just wanted to test out Cataclysms instead. I don't think I've ever cast it yet. I only put it in on Friday. So a lot of people, if you're on like the Discord or anything, a lot of people like to say that Cataclysm's better than Gideon. So I've just been on Gideons for a long time because I like my my promo Gideons in paper, and the only foil Cataclysm is really ugly. But I do want to try out people saying Cataclysm is probably better than Gideon in this current meta, so there's probably some merit to it. I'll give it a try. I'm just giving it a whirl for a while until I actually cast it and see if I like it against stuff like Pile, and obviously it's going to come in against lands, miracles, whatever. But definitely not disappointed or anything with Gideon. It's just wanting to test it. Alright, so probably lands with the really awkward mulligan, did they? They put one to the top, though. Okay, they're going to cast Loam here. I guess that makes sense. Oh. Exploration. I think I just want to Thalia them. So they can't... I guess they can still... If they have another land drop, they can still cast Loam and stuff, but... Yeah, we're definitely just going to play Thalia, since it disrupts them the most. Prevents them from playing a bunch of stuff. If we can get something with a sword under it before they get a Punishing Fire Engine, we should be in decent shape. They also might not have a third land to cast. Alright, never mind. We tried. But now they can't, like, Loam plus Punishing Fire my dude. They have to cast a 3-mana Loam instead. And then play their second... Oh, I'm dumb. They have a Krokus in their graveyard. I'm an idiot. Disregard everything I said, chat. I'm just... making misplays left and right today. So we have Revoker, we have Sarah Avenger, and we have Mystic. I think I like Sarah Avenger here. Harder to Punishing Fire, and then we can Vial in Stoneforge Mystic to get Sword of Fire and Ice, and if we get Sword of... Oh, I can't cast this. Dumb idiot. Nope. Anyway, backwards, that thing that I just said. We're going to grab Sword of Fire and Ice here. And then Vial and Sarah Avenger. Because it's turn 3. It's definitely a Monday. Because I'm just not... My brain's not going at 100%. Opponent Loams. Gets Glacial Chasm Grove. Goes Quarter Grove. So unless they have exactly double Punishing Fire in hand, this Sarah Avenger should be able to connect. Could actually also Vial in Thalia now to make it so that they can't even double Punishing Fire me. It's probably not unreasonable. It forces the action, right? Doesn't do a lot else because they still have this Karagas up. They just get to make the Thalia go away, but then they can't actually cast double Punishing Fire. They could prop rotate for like a Maze of Ith, or they could just take 7. And then Glacial Chasm, try to lock me out. And then this helps me dig for Sanctum Prelate. Bounce Thalia, obviously. They might not have any Punishing Fires if they didn't just shoot off this Stoneforge. Alright, well, that was short-lived. But we have the Sarah Avenger underneath the sword. Yep, they're gonna try to just play Glacial Chasm every turn to stall for time. Cast another Loam. It's definitely a reasonable plan. Cycle this Sheltered Thicket. Loam more. They haven't found anything super relevant, but we have pretty limited outs in our deck. We need our Wastelands, Flicker Wisps, Sanctum Prelate, obviously great, not great. I guess maybe I should have just put in the Jite instead. This is just Kimadoki, pay 2 life. Yeah, I can tap their Taiga. I don't think that getting the Jite down is particularly relevant either. They had Dark Depths. Alright, I'm going to F6 this. They can Ghost Quarter my Caracas, but they were never going to make a Merit Lage at a point where I could actually relevantly leverage Caracas, since they already have these Ghost Quarters. It both has the combo, so that's not great. We can only stall with it for a turn with Swords of Plowshares. We need a top deck Recruiter or Sanctum Prelate. Wasteland actually almost kills them. Oh, they can't. They're not going off this turn, but they are protected because they can stage their own Glacial Chasm. But I can also port both stages now. So they can't threaten Dark Depths for another turn, so we just stall more. Yeah, none of this stuff really matters. So they're making another Glacial Chasm? So they're Glacial Chasm locking me, essentially. Let's tap the other stage. They can make 2 Glacial Chasms, so that seems bad. They probably just want to make a forest or something to protect a stage from Wasteland, is my guess. Maybe a Grove, but seems kind of unlikely there. What's this targeting? Targeting my Rashadan port. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't seem particularly relevant. So we are pretty locked out here. I guess I shouldn't have 6. I have Anumazawa's Jite to put in here. That's sick value. Opponent putting the shields down pretty hard here. Maybe I should cast Revoker, because then if we draw Wasteland, we could have just killed them. Or are they? Oh, they're now Ghost Quarter. But yeah, if I drew Wasteland or Flickwist, they would just die. This. What are the matchups Cataclysm is good for? Mostly Pile and Miracles are the big ones. The super grindy matchups where it's very good to like triple Stone Rain them or whatever, quadruple Stone Rain. Also blows up Planeswalkers, so it's an out to being Jason Mind Sculpted. It's also good in like this matchup, although I think less good. Just good in a lot of the big mana. Probably bringing it against stuff like Nick Fit or like 12 post variants, that sort of thing. Does it prevent damage? Prevents damage, so I can't get GTA counters because it doesn't reduce damage to 0. It's good in a lot of the same matchups that Gideon is good in. That's like kind of the flex point of why they're both, why you usually see one or the other in the sideboard, is because they're both really good against Miracles and Pile. The important thing to note is that they're good at different stages of the game, or like when like sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. Gideon is really bad when you're behind. Cataclysm is really good when you're behind. Vice versa, Cataclysm is really bad when you're ahead, obviously, and Gideon's really good when you're ahead. But sometimes, like, it's more important to have stuff when you're behind, right? Is the philosophy. Because if you're ahead, you usually don't need your super good cards necessarily. These are both Thespian stages. Guess we'll port the port. Then F6. Guess it was actually reasonable to port the Maze of Ith. Oh, they're making another maze. Interesting. So their plan isn't even to make a 2020, it's just like win at their leisure. They are playing with fire as it sits right now, though. Well, now they can Ghost Quarter my second port, and then they should be safe here. Because they can't lose with Maze plus Glacial Chasm in play. And second Maze. Again, we do just probably win if we draw one of our 3 cards, because the opponent's dirtling around so much. If we draw a Sanctum Prelate or Recruiter of the Guard, we should be fine. But it's only 3 cards in my 42 card deck, so obviously not gonna run super hot all the time. Just see the Sarah Venture, why not? I guess I was supposed to suit up something else. They've had this Punishing Fire in their yard, everything else just has 2 or less toughness. I think we are just dead as soon as they decide to actually go for Dark Depths. Opponent probably should have killed us a while ago, though. They have 3 Maze of Iths. If they just put Dark Depths into play, we're not going to win. Please give back your Dark Depths, opponent, and play it. Play that plus Chasm, you should be fine, right? Opponent refusing to kill me with Dark Depths. Like, they're really just giving me time to draw my one answer, or one of my 3 answers in the deck. We're just going to hold on to this. Opponent's just going to Ghost Quarter it away. Thalia. Make them use the Caracas at least. This opponent just gonna Ghost Quarter Lock me? That's their plan? It's gonna take them a couple more turns. It just seems unnecessary. I guess now they can't actually, because they just let this Mother of Runes get back online. If they'd just taken their time, taking the 3 mana out of their day to Punishing Fire it, they could attack with a 20/20 Merit Lage, but now I have Momble Ceremony to block it. I shouldn't have 6 anymore. Because now they actually have P-Fire in their hand. Maybe I should have moved the sword over there. Making more red sources. So they can P-Fire, buy back P-Fire, hit another thing, so they can remove the Mom. $39 cards left in the deck. Opponent just really hates Merit Lage, I guess. They want to win the satisfying way of me not having any permanents in play. Ghost Quarter all of my basics, and then Tabernacle me. Clearly wants to lose this match to the clock. Yeah, I guess. Also clearly wants to lose this match to, like, actually me drawing Sanctum Prelate. Opponent's taking so much time. I've had, like, 6 extra draws? Something like that? To actually just winning this game. Opponent's really taking their sweet time killing me. Come on, can I punish him, please, deck? I have 3 draws. Let me have this. Deck. Deck does not want to let me have this. Although if they're just gonna Ghost Card me like another 2 times this turn, we have another like 3 turns to live. Something like that. Oh, they found Tabernacle, so that's kind of annoying. I hate dealing with Tabernacle triggers on Moto. It's super obnoxious. Sure. Sure. Do your thing. Opponent, you have a Tabernacle. You wanna like Ghost Quarter me once? Just for good measure. Oh. I hate these so much. Always yield, always yield, always yield, always yield. No. Yes. 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 Come on, punish. That's not a punish. I can only kill I can only kill the Glacial Chasm, and the opponent has 2 mazes. If I equip this over here, maze, they take 3. They also have Punishing Fire in hand, so no punish. Maybe I'm supposed to concede to that Tabernacle just because it takes so dang long to resolve. Punishing Fire, one of my things. Punishing Fire, my really, really, opponent? That is your master plan. Punishing Fire, my face. Opponent just hates Dark Depths. I'm so confused on what my opponent has against Merit Lage. You have 2 Dark Depths in the graveyard. You had like 3 Thespian stages or something. Just please end my life. Yeah, sure. Second exploration. Why not? Ghost Court me 4 times. Please. I debated actually not searching out that last planes there. Wait, that's it? They're done? Just to like, I debated not searching out that last planes to not give them the information of exactly how many planes there are in my deck. But it just comes up so, like, not often that ghost courting that exact amount of basics out of their deck is actually important. No one Vial. I will prevent that. I'll prevent that. I'll prevent that. Prevent that. We're not going to prevent the Thalia, we're just going to let the Thalia die. Since I want to be able to cast Sanctum Prelate if I draw. Alright, now we're in my main phase. I'm gonna Wasteland the Glacial Chasm. They still have this Maze of Ith. Beat this. I can't play Wasteland plus Port in the same turn to beat Glacial Chasm. If I play out the Port, it just dies. I mean, I guess I just sit back. We're going to move the Sword to the Stoneforge, actually, because then the Stoneforge is lethal by itself, and then Sarah and Phyrexian Revoker are lethal together. Oops, I need to play land for that. Just in case they do something dumb and kind of slip up here. Like, if I had this equipped and I had a Wasteland, I think I would win, right? I attack with all 3. But they have Glacial Chasm, obviously. Opponent is just, like, playing very sloppy, and I can't punish them for it, and it feels a little sad on the inside. Just pays another life. Okay. I think I'm losing all my creatures now, right? Or most of them. Life from the Loam, getting back more Ghost Quarters. Opponent Ghost Quarters me 3 times? Something like that? Sure. As for Historic 2, I honestly feel 1 is fine, and possibly going up to 2nd Sanctum Prelate. I wouldn't be shocked. I just am always scared of the Storm matchup. Just eternally, the fear of God is in my heart about playing against Ant or Tess or anything. And 2 mana is just like so much bigger than 3 in there. But if you're not scared of Storm or you don't think there's a lot of it, either like locally or out in the field, then I like saying a 2nd Sanctum Prelate. It's good against Delver, really good against lands. Sure. Can they Ghost Quarter me some more? Oh, they can't. Nice. You got it. Is the opponent dead? 1 crop rotation, 2 crop rotation, all 4 crop rotation. Did the opponent just lose the game? I just Wasteland this Glacial Chasm, kill them, right? think they're just dead on board. I just pay for the Saravenger, pay for the Stoneforge. I'll give the Saravenger per red just in case, but I think the opponent just, like, died? Yeah, Prelate is good against Storm, but it is, like, 3 versus 2 mana is the world in that matchup. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Yeah. I'm going to stop yielding here so I can actually use the Mom, but... Oh no, the opponent's not dead. Opponent's not dead. They have a second. I forgot this is a Thespian stage. I mean, we'll go for it, see if they see the line. So yeah, Flickerous was actually for the win there. Because if I had Flickerous, they would actually die here. They didn't see the line. They just cycled away the Sheltered Thicket. Wow. They don't have the mana. Oh, they just didn't have the mana to activate stage. Wow, opponent punted the crap out of that game. Jeez. I was dead legitimately. What turn was that? Like, does it say? Turn 13. I was dead probably 7, 8, 9 turns prior to that. Opponent just, I don't know what they were trying to do, but that was very, very sloppy. Anyway, 2 minutes, super relevant. Probably really good card. I doubt I ever cut the one around. Yeah, that's basically what Chilot said is kind of how I feel. I love Prelate. I don't think I'd ever play 0 on the 75 because I hate losing to lands. But yeah, Signature Bro is always good, especially as a one-of, just as a recruiter target in the deck. The second one feels a little bit worse because there's not a lot of matchups where you need to. I guess if the first one dies, but it also makes it more consistent to find it against lands and stuff, but you're better served having the faster hate, which is super relevant in a lot of the matchups, like Storm, like Elves. Also, Signet Prelate, not great against Elves. Anyway, are you liking the Angel Moms? I kind of hate them a little bit, if I'm being honest. I got bodied by Red-Black Reanimator round 2. Red-Black Reanimator round 2, they unmasked me, took my took the Shalai, made a Grizzlebrand, drew cards, and then reanimated my Shalai to protect it from Caracas. So, like, that was pretty sweet for them. Like, that was still pretty cool, but still kind of a bummer. And just in a lot of matchups, they just feel like they're worse than Mirren Crusader. Or equal to or worse. Let me ask between Sanctum Prelate and Ethosworn, what are you each good in? Yeah, they're okay in this matchup. Alright, give me a second. I'll answer all the questions. I just need to, like, actually sideboard here in the next 45 seconds. I was really skimping on doing that. Shave. Thalia's down. Batterskull sucks. Oh, God. Clock ticking. Mirror Crusader's bad. Moms kind of suck. Because I don't need this many Exile spells. Let's do that. Anyway, I always get too distracted while I'm sideboarding reading chat, so I don't like actually do any sideboarding, and then I have to do a last minute blitz sideboarding. All right, this hand's fine. Surgical's really good. Anyway, I think I've mostly finished Chalice question. Kind of hate them. Probably gonna switch back. Path is better than Swords here. Yeah, probably should cut Swords over Path. You're correct. And then Sanctum Prelate, Ethosworn Candace. So Sanctum Prelate is excellent lands matchup. One of the best cards you can be playing if you want to beat lands. Very good against Grixis Delver as well. They have almost all 1-drops in terms of non-creature spells. Decent against the Storm decks. Like I'm not unhappy to see it, but it usually needs to be supplemented by a turn 2 disruption of some sort. It's just a little bit too slow, but you can put it on, like, if you put a Sanctum Prelate on 4 in game 1 against Ant, you lock them out. I keep it in against Elves. It's not super great, but you can turn off either Glimpse or Natural Order, your choice, but again, just, like, generally worse hate than other stuff that you could be doing. Sure. If I play Thalia, I can't Surgical their thing, but I don't think I care, really. I'll just run out Thalia here. Makes it so that their loam costs 3 mana anyway. Other matchups Sanctum Prelate's good in. Oh, Sneak. Sanctum Prelate's really good against Sneak and Show, especially the Omnitel variants. If you can get it down, because they are slower, if you can get it down on 3, you can usually turn off a lot of what they're doing, because most of it revolves around Show and Telling in Omniscience, and you have Sneak Attack pretty beat with stuff like Phyrexian Revoker. So Sanctum Prelate is really good in a lot of matchups, but it's also, like, sometimes it's only, like, medium good in these matchups. Like, even against Delver, where, oh, nice. We have a lot of very good hate here. Miracles, Delver, Burnt is weird land. Yeah. Decks that rely heavily on life from the loam, you really want Sanctum Prelate. Aethersworn Cannon is extremely narrow in what it does. But what it does, it just does what it does with so much efficiency, and for its mana cost. I don't think I want to Rest in Peace them when they haven't done anything. I think I'm just going to P-Fire my thing. Play Karakas to protect Thalia. Leave up Surgical, I guess? I don't really know. I think I'll Surgical up P-Fire if they play it, because I also have this Rest in Peace. So, yeah. Sanctum Prelate is pretty versatile, but it's slow, and it's not always, like, a slam dunk. Just, like, crushes this matchup. Whereas Aethersworn Canonist, I don't board it in super often. It's mostly just against the combo decks. But it's very good at what it does. It's basically like extra Thalias that are kind of better, but, you know, worse than the average matchup. I hope that answered your question. Let me know if you want me to be more clear, since often when I'm trying to explain multiple questions at the same time through chat, I kind of get a little rambly, just kind of talk myself in circles. So I apologize if my answer wasn't actually very helpful. So I can play Shalai here. If they P-Fire my Thalia, do I care? Not really. Then I can Surgical the P-Fire after. No, I'll just run a Shalai. If they don't have P-Fire, then we get to punch them with Thalia. Sick. Canis is essential against Storm and Elves primarily. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, crop rotation for Karakas. Opponent. That's not very nice. I'll play the card. It's good value card against Miracle Check on Punching Maverick if you have things to take out. Randomly good against a few other art combo decks. Yeah. Aethersworn is primarily just very, very good against the combo decks of Legacy. So I'm kind of okay with them burning their crop rotation on this Karakas. This hand makes me feel like I'm favored in a long game here. I just have a lot of very good cards. I just need to play around them getting back this Sheltered Thicket. Which is unfortunate because I can't right now. Okay, never mind. Now I can. So they get back Sheltered Thicket and Misty. So now they have Sheltered Thicket up to cycle. So now we're just going to play Rest in Peace, and then in response to the cycle, we're just going to Surgical the Loams, is the plan. That seems like a pretty good plan. gonna let it go. Okay, that's fine too. Play this mom, I guess. Opponent is playing very odd. They feel like they would have wanted to draw their loam there. Do they not have any more fetchables? How many fetches does this deck play? Or how many lands does this deck play that they can fetch? Okay, that's what I figured was coming. Sure, literally cannot respond to that. Sure. Wasteland me, opponent, do it. Usually 3 taiga, 2 forest. Okay, yeah, they still have a bunch of vegetables then. Especially if they had the Crossing Grip, I feel like they would have wanted to pick up their loam so they could Crossing Grip the rip and then keep, like, loaming. I'm very confused as to what my opponent's plan here is. And the rip play makes sense. Does it? I don't know. Like, also, like, they're just playing super hard around Surgical? They might have had another in hand. They want to protect it since they have the grip. Yeah, I mean, if they have another in hand, then would they have casted this turn? No, next turn... Actually, I forgot they had their... Yeah. 2 taiga, 1 forest is coming. So maybe this fetch land actually can't get anything. If they do have 2 taiga, 1 forest, I have no idea. I'm not a big expert in lands mana bases. I kind of want to just play this Flicker Wisp for a clock. It's like none of my hand is doing anything. Eh. Play this Flicker Wisp, I guess. You mentioned you're afraid of Storm. Storm, bad magic for us. If not, which one's the better versions we're good against? Which one is worse? Ant or Tess? Tess is definitely worse, because Tess is just, like, a hair faster. I'd say, like, a half a turn faster. I don't know the exact numbers, but Tess is just a faster version of Ant, which is... Okay, wastelanding me, sure. With just, like, less ability to fight through certain types of disruption. Ant is a lot better at kind of biding its time to go off, which is something that you want permanent-based hate against, like being able to play Thalia and stuff. So Tess is scary because they can just kill you before any of your cards matter. Also, I personally have a little bit more Storm fear than the average Death and Taxes player. Like, Ant's not a terrible matchup by some measure. Like, I don't know exactly who's favored or anything. I want to say that we're a little unfavored, but I don't know. Some people might not agree with me on that. But I just personally, my first match of competitive Legacy, I got absolutely demolished by an Ant player. And it just, it scarred me deep. I'll tell the story as soon as we get a little bit dicey, or a little bit less dicey on time. Ant's like 50-50. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, what they said. They're right. Wasteland, Tabernacle. I'm not even paying attention to what my opponent's doing. So the last card in their hand, if they have another fetchable, they can beat this Surgical. Actually, no. Spanish Inquisition and Pact Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, then we get into complicated things that I just, like the super one-turn kill decks. Or turn 1 kill decks. I need to F6 these triggers. Let's keep these guys around. We'll just attack. a follow from Vend SS. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. Alright, so this hand is looking real clunky, but I guess now we can F6, right? Or at least F2. There might be a point to search. There might be a moment that we can search with them. Or would they fail to go off turn 2? Generally, auto-links the and Revoker. Yeah. The Belchery decks, Spanish Inquisition, Oops, Belcher, and stuff. Those are the scary decks. Because we don't play any Force of Wills. Oh, they have Tranquil Thicket too now? Oh man, I'm just never circling this loam. Yeah, they just play the Sheltered Thicket. I guess if we draw a Revoker, we could, like, revoke Sheltered Thicket. Always yield. I guess I'll pay for all three of these. Alright. Don't have to pay for the Thalia, they Karagas, sure. Oh, they waited until after I paid for it to revoke Sheltered Thicket. No, I can revoke the other one, right? The one that they just found, whatever it's called. Tranquil Thicket. That's the one. Remind me. Oh, yeah, Revoker can't aim lands. You can Pithing Needle them. But you can't Revoker them. You got me there. Guess we just keep on trucking along here. Name human shouldn't matter here. Probably so good as a 3 ever. You could see yourself going to. Might just be on 3 because I'm a creature of habit. That's a fair question. I remember I was on 4 for the longest time. I don't cut below 3 unless I have to. Maybe we'll cut to 2. Yep. I probably just wouldn't ever go below 3. Just out of meta dependencies. But I just always feel comfortable with 3. It is a very good card in a lot of matchups. It just is a little awkward against stuff like Check Pile since they have so much removal. It's not reliable. Yep. This is not looking good unless we can draw the second Rip or Sanctum Prelate. 6 this now. Oops. Don't want to pay that much. Oh crap, I'm running out of time. I need to... I'm dumb. I need to start playing through my turns a lot faster. I always do this. Especially on Mondays. I'm just like never back in like the feel of streaming. And I always just kind of like play pretty lackadaisically. Just kind of do whatever. But now I have 5.5 minutes because I'm an idiot. This is game two. So there's definitely a chance I'm just supposed to concede. But I think my opponent's spending more time on their turns than I am. Discard this Thalia to hand size. You're not winning. Yeah, I don't think I'm winning this anymore. You slack off too much, you dirty little. That is the truth. Remnant Excavator is interesting. we found Recruiter. But it's probably just too late, especially with my time constraints. Yeah, their turns just take longer than mine do. Can't read what chat is saying. I don't think you're losing this one the time we have left. Maybe. Yeah, they just need to... We have so many things that, yeah, they have to combo me a bunch. They have to merit lage me like 4 times or something. What am I discarding? This shall I. Oh man, shield's down. They cycled the Trinkle Thicket. Now we can surgical... Oh no, they don't even have it in the yard. Also, I just don't care. Surgicaling would just take so much time. And they just blow my back, obviously. Oh, nope, shield's down again. Now we get him. Except, not worth it. Discard the sword. I think you have a card in your deck. You know, when you think you have a card in your deck, you might not need when you decide to discard. 1 second, I can't read chat and play super fast at the same time. Definitely not my best decision. Discard this port, I guess. Probably should play this Wasteland at some point, but... Yeah, opponent's just taking way too much time if this is how they're gonna kill me, is just punishing firing me to death with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Opponent also might just deck themselves. They're probably just naturally drawing now, right? They have 15 cards left in library. Do they just, like... They have 15 cards left in library. Did they just sideboard out their Dark Depths? What happened? Oh, man. We drew the second surgical. We can finally kill these loams. These pesky loams. Oh no, that wasteland in my wasteland. What a misplay. Yeah, opponent's not gonna have enough time to punishing fire me down from 20. Honestly, if this was the plan this game, like, if this was their plan, I might have actually been able to win. Given a little more time. Surgical the punching fires. That would be the play, wouldn't it? I don't think they're playing around me doing that, since considering I'm frantically F6ing every turn. Oh, nope. Don't want to play that. I'll have a pop-up menu and everything. I'd much rather just discard this Cavernous Souls. Don't want to deal with that time sink. Alright, if they tap this last Grove, I might surgical their Punishing Fires. No, that did. You have 3 minutes of clock on them. Yeah, their plan to kill me is just... I don't even know if they're going to kill me. Are we just gonna like, win this game in 2? I'll record it as a win in 3, though, since I don't think we won this game. But we might have. Given infinite time, I'm not sure if I would have been able to win by recruiting a Sanctum Prelate, because I kind of forgot what the back 70% of this game actually was, considering it mostly just consisted of me doing this every turn. Our opponent just concedes. They tried. Given enough time, I think you could win here. Yeah, I think I actually, like, would have won that game had we both not been on, like, 3 minutes on the clock. I don't think they have depths in the deck anymore. Yeah, exactly. They just didn't have depths. I had, like, double surgical, too. I might have been able to snipe punishing fires had I not been playing so ridiculously fast. Maybe we just do record that as 2-0. 11, 24, 21. 106. Well, man, I love the Lance matchup. When you're playing a rookie Lance player, don't blame the person. Everyone's new at some point. That's true. They were playing pretty suboptimally game 1, so it is a reasonable assumption that they were learning the deck. So I guess give them lessons in like how not to punt away your game 1 when you have pretty good luck. The opponent just had a serious aversion to making Merit Lage against me, I guess. They did not want to make it at all game 1, and then they boarded it out. I've never seen a Lands player do that. It was very unusual. Very unconventional game. I'm definitely not, that's not how my Lands matchup usually goes. It usually does go to time, because that matchup just takes forever, win or lose, but it usually doesn't, like, my opponent boards out Dark Depths, and their plan is to kill me with Punishing Fires. Like, that's usually not my issue. Jeez, EW Landon, 20 undefeated trophies in, like, what, a month, basically? Started a month ago? Man, I should have picked a faster favorite deck so I could be the trophy leader. It's just so impossible to keep up with someone that's grinding trophies with Red-Black Reanimator if you're just sitting here on, like, Death and Taxes, dirtling your way through all your matches. I could probably go through, like, 3 leagues before I finished 1. I think they were planning on winning with Tracker when they boarded, thinking you would take out all your Sword Splashers. That clearly didn't work out. Yeah. I guess I hate boarding out my Plows and Pats against lands for that exact reason. I lost a Tracker, like, way back when it started becoming the hot tech. I was like, I'm just going to keep these in all the time. They are pretty good post-board at stopping the sneaky Merit Lages, which is how you die. Everyone needs to learn the best thing for a veteran Magic player to be. That's true. I should not harp on the opponent. I'm sorry, opponent, if you're out there. If you're out there somewhere. They were games. I think the opponent could have been, like, more aggressive, but obviously it's all a learning experience. I mean, that's all of what Magic is. I just got crushed twice. I probably made some... I objectively did make some dumb plays. What did I do against Reanimator? I didn't bounce... I did bounce the Shalai back to my hand so my opponent could discard it and then reanimate it a second time. Everyone does make mistakes. That's fair. Who told you to play Dollar Where's the deck? Yeah. If we have to go back to it, it was my friend who wanted to get me into Legacy all those days ago. Back, like, my my senior year of high school. It was like he had foiled out Rug Delver. He's like, you should play Legacy with me. I was a poor high school kid. I don't want to play Legacy. So I built Death and Taxes because it was super cheap. And then it was also awesome that I never played another Legacy deck again. I did pick up duels at some point. I had, like, a couple Trops and UCs, I think. Because I was planning on trying out other decks, but then I traded them for foil boards, so. I'm good at decision making. We won the die roll. This is a good hand. I mean, Double Vial's a little clunky, but I wasn't talking about you, I was talking about in general. I've met a lot of people who play Magic that are straight up pricks. One thing I can't stand with Magic. That's true. I hate, like, really rude Magic players. I try not to be really bad. I do kind of acknowledge that, though, that I was harping on the opponent a little bit. Like, if I was the opponent and I was watching that, I'd feel a little sad that my opponent was just like, no, my opponent just doesn't want to make mirror lays, blah, blah, blah. Especially if they're a new player, they're learning how to make the deck, and obviously you're gonna make mistakes. I shouldn't, like, be rude, but, like, people, like, go a lot further than that. Really, really grind my gears. Yeah. You don't wanna, like, gatekeep people from playing Magic. I'd rather be an educator. That's kind of the point of, like, streaming, right? People come, they hang out, and they wanna learn more about the deck, wanna learn about Legacy or whatever. I don't want to be like, oh, these idiots don't know how to play. Get out of my format, bunch of noobs. Please, no one clip that and take it out of context. Cloud Post. Ugh. I don't think the Cloud Post is not the matchup for Shalai. If they play Ulamog, they can only exile the Shalai and then my non-creature spells. Although we have this Wasteland, which is pretty good. I'm probably just gonna Wasteland them here. Please let this be a real Cloud Post. Oh man, now they're just gonna source a Spyglass my Wasteland. You should have seen the Cloud Post deck we played against on Friday. Was the most insane thing I'd ever seen, except for the match previous to that, which was also really weird. But it was like Nick Fit Post, and it was so confusing and aggravating to play against. I was so upset. I was pretty tilted because we died game 3 to an Ugin. After game 2, we played against like 3 Knight of the Reliquaries and like a Gaddock Teak. My god, that match. The weirdest Cloud Post deck I'd ever seen. Yeah, and that name makes sense. Slash, that's the end of my rant there. XJ Cloud Post. Oh man, that's the new thing I should do. I need to build Post now. I guess we play Recruiter? What do I recruit here? Stoneforge? Phyrexian? Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp, so I can flicker the Sorceress Spyglass. And then Wasteland them, or something like that. I found the line. Yep, Flicker Wisp. Punch. One guy I played against a tournament, beat him first round, second time. Let's luck. Yeah, those people are just the worst. I've definitely played against my fair share of refuse to shake your hand, whatever. Oh, you just got lucky. Opponents. Ugh. Oh no, they're gonna Sorceress Spyglass my Aether Vial? So now I can't Violent Flicker Wisp to Wasteland them unless I draw a 4th land. Still not as bad as the Oh god, never forget the goblins. Were the goblins worse than the zombies all the time? Like the round before we got like 26 goblins or whatever, it was like 8 zombies on turn 2 or whatever. Yeah, the named Aether Vial. 4th land, please. Nice. Now I'm just gonna Wasteland this Cloud Post and hope that's good enough. They can name Sword of Fire and Ice if they want. They might want to rename Wasteland, though, because if I draw another one, that's really bad for them. Maybe Rashadenport? They do know my entire hand already, so. But now they can name your sword. Oh no, yeah, exactly. They just name Aether Vial again? Sure, I guess. Eh. Oh no. Name Shalai. Oh, the next level. Now we just want to draw another Wasteland. We'll also accept Rashad We'll also accept, I don't know what else I'm accepting. Well, don't need to accept anything else. We're good here. Punch. We have them on a 2-turn clock. Hopefully they can stop hitting land. Okay, nope. They're on Eldrazi post. Sorry to disappoint you. Who was in chat was disappointed? Chylith? Yeah. Sorry to disappoint you, Chylith. They're just on Eldrazi post. I think hardcasting Angel Mom was the correct play. I could see that. I'm just scared of them having, like, 7 mana on that turn. I also didn't know they were on specifically Eldrazi post until now. So there's definitely, the option that they could just, like, slam a gigantic thing if they have another Locus. It stops you from being murdered by a walking ballista. That's fair. Again, wasn't positive they were on Eldrazi post. Guess now we're just double porting these Cloud Posts and going to town with this Flicker Wisp. Hoping this Flicker Wisp can carry the team. Oh man, yeah. You want to talk about, we're talking about like horror stories of just the worst Magic players you've ever seen. There's a guy at my local shop that he went to some big tournament at some point, whatever, lost some matchup in Modern or something, round 1 against this guy, and doesn't shake the guy's hand, takes the pen to sign the match slip, and just on the tournament host, they roll out those big playmats or whatever, on that playmat he just writes, "Fuck Magic" in big letters and storms out. And then later he gets DQ'd for defacing property and major unsportsmanlike conduct and stuff. But that guy used to go to my LGS. Hope he's not watching. Yeah. Guys like that are just very uncomfortable. Maybe I should have attacked the Thalia last turn, because then I would have lethal with the sword now. Although, let's just draw a land, make it easy. Yeah, I tried. Yeah, ripping 2 Rashad Ports was really good here. Not gonna lie. What are they gonna cast? Oh no! No! They're still dead if we draw a land, though, so... Yeah. Land? Nice. Did they both name me either well? Okay. I remember someone saying something about casting Angel one earlier. Yeah, but they're dead, so it's okay. It all worked out in the end, because we top-decked the land. Also, I think we're just still winning that game from that position. We just had we had plenty of time to top-deck a land, just to have lethal on board. But yes. In my defense, again, I didn't know they were on Eldrazi post until they played that Thought-Knot Seer. And I didn't want them to have, like, 8+ mana going into that turn. Let's see, I'll play this again. I mean, there are a lot of people. It's hard to... I mean, yes, I agree to some extent. A lot of people, you know, a lot of people that play Magic are kind of nerds and generally not always the best social skills, you know, but some of it comes out as being an asshole, some of it just comes out as being kind of awkward, so. Anyway, back to this game of Magic. Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's always kind of just bums you out that people like that are out there. Anyway, oh god, what am I cutting? Singular Prelates and Moms seem fine. Singular Prelate's okay, names all is just in this matchup, but, or names 7, names all is just. I like most of the other stuff going on here. I guess Thalia is actually kind of bad. This seems fine. Do I like Thalia more than, like, a Sanctum Prelate? Do I want to do that? Thalia is pretty miserable against all these creatures. Did tax 2 Sorcerer Spyglasses last game, but not super relevantly. And Sanctum Prelate can defend me from a board wipe, which is, we'll keep it like that. We'll run the Prelate still. One day I'll figure out if it's Prelate or Prelate. I've never actually bothered to look it up. No one's ever corrected me, so I just kind of switch off between the two pronunciations. This hand sucks. We're at mulligan. Talking about, didn't you? Thalia slows down the Grim Monolith Dynamo planning. Do they play Grim Monolith Dynamo in this? Man, I'm so unfamiliar with, like, the Eldrazi Post versus Eldrazi Stompy distinctions and stuff. Maybe it's worth it keeping in Thalias and stuff. I have seen Grim Monoliths and, like, Voltaic keys and whatever, so that's fair. On the play, I'd say it's probably okay. Maybe on the draw it's worse. Not sure what other bad cards are in my deck. This hand's almost good. We have a Vial or a White Source, but maybe I'm supposed to keep this. On the draw, on a mull to 6, I get a Scry for a White Source, and Wasteland plus Port keeps them down pretty well. Maybe keeping this is greedy, though. Mulling to 5 against the Thought-Knot Seer deck on the play, though, is also not a recipe for success. An Angel, huh. That first hand is bad? Yeah, first hand was not good. First hand was definitely horrible. I'm definitely not... I need to, like... No. I'm just not going to keep this hand either. Alright, this hand is probably... This hand's definitely better than my 6. It might just be horrible. Keep this Wasteland. This is a fine turn 1 play. Got a few turns to find a White Source. Yeah, there's a chance I'm supposed to keep that hand. I am scared of turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. I'm not going to play Aether Vial on turn 1 here. My opponent just went Eldrazi Temple Pass, so I really don't want to get Thought-Knotted, or I want to be able to play with Thought-Knot. Yeah. Oh, we just drew another plow, alright. I think I'm playing Aether Vial here over Revoker. You never know what... There are a lot of things you want to revoke, so I kind of want to hold on to it proactively. You probably take the second plow here, right? Maybe the Recruiter? Depending on what their hand is. There are definitely arguments to keeping that 6. I was kind of talking myself into it, but also talking myself out of it. We happened to get lucky with a pretty good 5, but I think on, like, a medium 5, we would have, like, just got crushed here if we didn't have a removal spell, and we get turn 2 Thought-Knotted. Or, I guess, turn 1 removal spell. Dick Recruiter, okay, so they're playing for the long game. So now we can play Vial and hold up Plow if they have, like, another Thought-Knot or a Smasher. Endbringer, something. Smasher. Plow it. Discard this Caracas. Did I blind... Did I just run out this Revoker? I don't think I want to. I'm gonna hold on to it with Violon 2 next turn. The issue is that, like, I don't want to run it... I don't want to play it and name Ballista and then they, like, Endbringer me, or play it, name Endbringer, and then they Ballista me. And they're at 27 life. This 2 damage clock is not in any way going to kill them. I could just get Thought Knot again, but... I think they would have cast Thought Knot over Smasher that turn if they had it. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we get Thought Knotted. Yep. Also could have just drawn it for turn. I don't know. I don't think Revoker... What would I have named here? I think I would have just named Ballista. But I don't think it would end up mattering. I'd have a 2-1 in play right now. Ooh, that's pretty good. Name Ratchet Bomb, but Ballista was a good choice. Yeah, there are just like so many things I could have named that I kind of wanted to hold on to it to use it more proactively to name stuff that's already in play. Do I want Batter Skull here? Or like Jite? If I hold on to this and they have a third Thought Knot, that seems unlikely, but it could get punished, whereas I could like Valid in right now and cast a Jite. Jite wouldn't be good though, because then they wouldn't attack. I can't get counters to kill this. I think I want Batter Skull. So I want to leave this in my hand. If they do Thought Knot me, we just go find... I guess we just fail to find. Wow, third Thought Knot? Please no. Okay, well that's also bad, but... could be worse. Yeah, we're gonna go get Batter Skull here. Take this file up to 3, I think. Ooh. So I think I actually just wait here. If they don't attack, thinking they can block the Batter Skull, I can put in the Batter Skull, untap Council's Judgment with a Smasher, and attack into the Thought Knot, and they can like trade or whatever. But then I draw a card, gain 4 life and all that. So I think I'm just going to put in Batter Skull this turn. Opponent seems like they just have air in hand since they didn't really do anything last turn. They just attack with Smasher, leaving back Thought Knot. I mean, I guess that attack makes sense. Really consider a 1-up Needle on the board. And probably, I've played a Needle off and on before. I'm just not playing one right now. Good in the mirror, good against like this deck and stuff. Sure, gain 1 life. Is there a chance I'm supposed to Council's Judgment this Thought Knot here? Out of curiosity? You may not be, but you should be. Alright. We'll consider it. I'll look through my sideboard, see if there's probably room to cut a card. Maybe I should cut the Sword of War piece at this rate. I haven't played against Miracles in a while. So if I Council Judgment this, I can actually just stack block this Reality Smasher, right? Although I guess I'm okay with them trading as well. So let's just attack, see what they do. I like War and Peace, but I could see cutting it. Yeah, it's been like pretty medium recently. So we get to draw a card here if they do block. They don't block. Interesting. Alright, I guess I vote Smasher off the island. I don't want to die to, like, second Smasher or some stupid stuff. Goodbye, Reality Smasher. Now it just comes down to top decks, essentially. Well, unfortunately, the opponent's top decks are probably a lot more horrifying than mine are. Ooh, that's a good good draw. If they ever block, we can flicker our batter skull. Might just put it in to clock them faster. Put it on end step, flicker their thought not to draw an extra card. Oh, they're just gonna thought not me right now? Okay. In that case, we flicker wisp our Stoneforge, go get another equipment. Maybe grab like GT. Ooh, they have like a Dismember? Warping Whale, I guess, would make sense in their hand. Spatial Contortion. Yeah, I guess Spatial Contortion does not profitably beat a batter skull, does it? A plow is good. Guess we just keep on trucking in with both these things. We draw a 5th land. The Flicker Wisp becomes a 7/5 too, if they want to trade. If they don't want to trade, then they'll just keep taking damage, and we have this plow as insurance in case they draw something actually scary. Oh, jeez. It's getting close to the point where my opponent does block here. I guess not. We don't have lethal, though, unless we draw a 5th land for this Flicker Wisp to put Batter Skull on it. Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna kill that. Or you path. Alright, yeah, they're just dead. Alright, making a comeback. 2-2 now. Review Path the Germ. Wasn't thinking about. I forget what I was talking about in conjunction with that statement. If I have lethal, no, I don't think I have lethal there ever, right? Oh, I could path my own germ. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That's smart. That's smarter than that. Although that's smarter. That is a little bit like riskier, not super risky considering they hadn't done anything. But I am scared they did still have 1 card in hand. But probably the odds that that card is nothing and that they could top deck an Ulamog is probably like better. That's reasonable. I wasn't even thinking about that. Where's Eldrazi Post? I have Eldrazi Stompy. Oh, there's Eldrazi Post. Still only 7 plays around the Endbringer. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but opponent just died anyway, so 10 games, 7 wins, 3 match wins. 107. Of course, killing the Endbringers. I mean, not necessarily better, right? If I didn't... Because, so hypothetically, I don't hit the 5th land there. They don't concede. I path the Endbringer. I attack with both of my guys. They go to 1 off the Flicker Wisp and, like, chump block, or trade the Thought Knot for the Batter Skull, and then they top deck, like, Ulamog, and then I'd actually just die, right? This hand is decent, and we're just going to hope my opponent is not playing a combo deck. I'll accept Sneak or Red-Black, I guess, because I have this Caracas, but this hand's very good against the fair decks. We're just... This hand is not a mulligan. My opponent's playing Storm, we just die in a fire horribly, but, you know, cannot win them all. What's the opponent got? Please just be like on Belcher, some nonsense. My match 5s are always just the worst in Legacy. I don't know why. Oh god. I hope they're on Sneak. Because this is not a storm inducive hand. Am I supposed to just port this? One top, one bottom? Neat, it's Omnitail. Yeah, this is not great. I mean, it could be like normal Sneak, which is also Omnitail in a sense, I guess, because most Sneak lists are playing Omnis. Could still be like Storm. Could be Miracles if they're weird. Could be like Check Pile if they're weird, because I remember there were Check Pile lists that are playing Preordain over Ponder for some ungodly reason. And before High Tide. Alright, let's just cast Stoneforge Mystic. Get Sword, Batterskull. I think I'm feeling Sword, maybe? Sword is so much more mana intensive, though. Batterskull just lets me put in a 4-power dude. Unless we start porting and wastelanding them. Let's grab Batterskull. And also attack with 1. Attack for 1. Also, if they're going to Goblins me or something, randomly, if they are Storm, Batterskull will be good here. Actually beat Sneak after they resolve an Omni. That happens pretty rarely, at least for me, pretty rarely. There are some times where, like, you have Thalia, and their plan was to cantrip into the thing, but they can't quite get there, and then you can turn the corner and kill them. I think it was a while ago on stream, like, I don't remember exactly when. A couple weeks ago I played against Omni, and I won because I, like, drew running Flicker Wisps to repeatedly Flicker Wisp out their Omniscience. So they are Storm. So they could never cast the Emrakul. Alright, well, they're Storm, so we're dead. Checkpile's now playing Preordain. Can't confirm. So it's Miracles. Yeah, so they are a Storm deck. So we're just going to port and hope it's good enough, because we don't have anything else going on. I guess we have this second Mom going on. Time for Mom to get her. Yep, time for the angry moms to beat down. I think we're gonna port their black here. I just don't want to die. And their black mana is better at killing me than their blue mana is. The blue mana does let them like cantrip into more kills, but they have 6 cards in hand, and my clock is just not good at all. So the likelihood of me making it out in time is like pretty low. Oh, I guess that is that an argument for porting the island instead? Because I can't win if they have it, basically. So I have to hope they don't have it and need to cantrip into it and then port their cantrips off. Hmm. Time for Big Mom to get in there. Let's draw the Angel Mom. Then we'll actually have a chance. We just top deck Shalai here. You're supposed to port out. Yeah. Just thinking out of my deep gut-wrenching fear of Storm. Oh yeah, I never told the story. Alright, this is round 5, and opponent's on Ant, so they're probably about to kill me here. So we got time to... Or like if you're certain you're dead. Well, we're definitely not certain we're dead. We're only mostly dead. Bash. Every point matters against the Ad Nauseam deck. What you got, opponent? Alright, now... You don't know if they go Petal Pellet, Ollie didn't go off. Now I'm pretty sure I port the Swamp. In my own defense. When they... Because I can't cut them off. Obviously, you cut them off of a color rather than porting a land. Like porting the island. Anyway. Story time from my first competitive game of Legacy. My first competitive REL match. I think I've told this story on stream before, but to those that have not heard this story. I sit down, I have my fully non-proxy Legacy Death and Taxes deck. I'm excited. Sit down in front of my opponent round 1. And we roll the dice, I lose the die roll, and my opponent's like, alright, I'm on the play. And then he starts off, Gataxian Probe. And he says like word for word, oh, you're not playing a Force of Will deck. And goes, land, Darkrit, 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 LED, Infernal Tutor, Crackit, Past in Flames, Darkrit, 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 Infernal Tutor, Tendrils you. The old Ant turn 1 as my first competitive match of Legacy was great. Exciting times. And then the game 2, after I'm like, alright, time to sideboard into my other whatever. My Aethersworn Cannon is just gonna give him the business, you know? My opponent goes, I go land Aether Vial. And then my opponent goes, land Dark Ritual, triple Dread of Night you. And I look at my hand of not Phyrexian Revokers, and then I cry a little bit on the inside. Alright, in the meantime, we're very, very dead here, but regardless. And your eye magic on the playmat stormed out of the venue. Yep. That was me. It was me the entire... Wait, is this all they're doing? I can beat this, right? I can beat 12 Goblins. Unless the last card has Tendrils. Alright, never mind. We can't beat 12 Goblins. If we draw G2, can we beat 12 Goblins? Alright, so we're at 6. They have 12. We can block 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take 8. I can technically live at 1. Or I guess more than 1 because we can play this. But they're also at 25. I don't think we're winning. Their Batterskull Skull dead. We could draw Jite on this Crusader and then maybe live. Yeah, might as well. So yeah, that was my first competitive match of Legacy. My opponent just brutalized me. was not great for my self-esteem. I've seen recent ant lists with an empty in the main. Although it's not like my sideboard or strategies for victory are substantially different between ant and Tess. Block, 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 block. Pro-red this mom. Pro-red this mom. So as it sits right now, we're taking 7. So I could kill this goblin and then kill their Crusader. They're down to 7 goblins. We're at 1, so we're still just dead. So I'm just gonna plow this Sarah Ascendant or Sarah Avenger. Yeah, you wrote the same way, but before. If let me check like Caleb Schurz. I follow him on Twitter. Oh man, we didn't draw Muzawa Shite. We tried. I should have like I don't know. Hey. Let me see if I can pull up Caleb Schurz's Twitter real quick. He posts his list all the time. I'm pretty sure I've seen him running an empty in the main, but I could be wrong. Caleb Schurer. It's all Modern Storm, Modern Storm, Modern Storm. Cat Pictures, Modern Storm. Cat Pictures. Man, Caleb Schurer posts his cat a lot. You can cut Container for Pithing Needle. I always feel safer with the one Container Priest. I should probably do my sideboarding decisions. We have 2 minutes. Aha! Yeah, Caleb Schurer is playing an empty in the main deck. We take this list over here. This is Caleb Schurer's Legacy main deck as far as like 1 week ago or something, 2 weeks maybe. But yeah, he's got the empty in the main. And the double island swamp. Wouldn't be surprised if they're on Ant rather than Tess. Anyway, real quick sideboarding here. Ethersworn's Rest in Peace. Leonin Relic Warder. Nope, not Council Judgment. I'm just pretty new in the Ant main. Millennial. It's hard for most decks. Yeah, I feel more comfortable with the Cannon Priest. I'll figure out something to cut. I'll play the Pithing Needle probably at some point. Anyway, cutting cards for this matchup. Maybe cutting the Batterskull is bad just because I know they're on the empty plan. They're also sideboarding into Chromoxes because they can go faster. Oh, wait, I always forget to cut these plows. They're always hiding over here. They're a little bit slower. I think I'm going to keep Initialize for Ant rather than Tess. Is there anything worse to board out here? I guess like Flicker Wisp is probably worse than Stoneforge Mystic. This helps against Sneak and Elves, yeah. I mean, without a Cannon Priest, I think I'm just like very, very dead to Elves. They beat Ethersworn Cannon so easily. Anyway, let's run that. So if they're on the Caleb Schur list, then they're on Fatal Pushes, Echoing Truth, and Chant Vapors to beat my hate cards. Yeah. So this hand is like Surgical with Vial into Port into Vial and Stoneforge plus... Actually, this is turn 3 Thalia, right? Because I could turn 3 cast Recruiter, get Ethersworn or Thalia, and Violet in. I think I'll keep this because I have Surgical too, and I'm on the play. We'll run this. Might get horrifically punished, but... We have turn 2 Port as well. So hopefully we don't die in turn 2. I can't port them if they have this polluted delta. But they also can't, like, end step Brainstorm here or something. I think I'm going to port this delta in response to this Brainstorm. Don't want to let them be able to shuffle. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to kill me this turn. Unless they have a really good Brainstorm into, like, Lotus Petal, LED, Infernal Tutor, or whatever, and they have a bunch of rituals. What you got, opponent? Please don't let it be death. Oh, thank God. We're not dead. We are alive. Take up the Vial. Oh, we even have an uncounterable Recruiter. How does my opponent win? Now we go get Ethersworn Canonist, and I feel marginally safe. Ethersworn Canonist. Especially because we get to just leave this Vial on 2 forever to play around my opponent trying to go off. Because if they cast a Ritual or whatever, then we just Vial on Ethersworn. And bounce these cannons, untap and kill. Yeah, I'm not putting it in. I'm not a fool. I'm going to leave this Vial on 2 forever so I can instant speed Ethersworn as a response to Rituals. See, they're just dead. Easy. We're just going to end step Vial in the Stoneforge, and we'll play a whole game instant speed. Or Therapy the Canonist, then kill you. They have to, like, Therapy plus Bounce Spell plus kill me. They need to have a lot of cards to win that game. Patiently waiting for Wednesday night. Spaghetti Madness. We'll play some Spaghetti Monsters on Wednesday if that's your poison. all the time. I mean, show and tell and elves. Elves. Show and tell's amazing. Or like Pithy Needle. Pithy Needle is good against show and tell and elves, I think. Is the conversation that's being had, something like that? I'm lost. Although it has gotten worse. Like, the show and tell matchup isn't great anymore since everyone's playing omnisciences nowadays. It has gotten, like, gone from significantly favored to favored. Also, Needle isn't super good for ourselves because you can't Needle Heritage Druid, which is oftentimes what you really want to revoke. But you can Needle Wirewood Symbiotes or Death Red Shamans or whatever. I'd still call it show and tell great matchup. I'd still rather play against like Turbo Depths or Lands or something than playing against show and tell, I think. Am I just sitting here staring at my sideboard for no reason? I think so. Let's get to it. Man, Turbo Depths matchup. That is a great matchup. Ugh, this hand sucks. One day I'll play Legacy. Yeah. Yeah, man. Legacy is a sweet format. Do it. But yeah, we'll hook you up with some... I don't have time to do shit. That's fair. I don't have time to do shit either. This is like, I play one league every day during the stream, and then like 2 leagues on Fridays or whatever, but this is my relaxing time period after work and stuff before bed. Anyway, this hand sucks. This hand's not going to beat Storm. I need Thalias or Ether Storms or something, especially on the draw. Opponent also mulliganed. This hand just sucks a lot of ways. If Pithy Needle... The issue is that if Pithy Needle could stop mana abilities, then it also needs to, like, stop naming lands, otherwise it's just stupid, because it's like, oh, I'll Needle your Underground Sea, and now I can't tap for mana. And then if it's, like, literally exactly Revoker's text, where it can't name lands, but it can name mana abilities, then you just run into the issue of you can no longer Pithy Needle lands, which is pretty relevant, and stuff like the lands matchup. Turbo Depths, a couple other things. Anyway, mulliganing. I think we just have to keep this. This hand just seems way too slow, but maybe we'll scry into a 2. Come on, hate cards. Is this hate card good enough? I don't even think this hate card's good enough. It is a 2-drop that might slow my opponent down, but it seems so unlikely. I'm not putting enough pressure on them. They just had Nas past it. 1 mana single, sometimes it's multiple. Yeah, exactly. Pithy Needle would be pretty busted. But yeah, there's like some tweak where it could name mana abilities, but not name mana abilities if they're on lands. Obviously, not very, very fleshed out rules wise, but you know. Anyway, yeah, I think we're just gonna bottom it. It is a 2. It is a hate card, but it's just such a bad hate card. Oh man, doing it. Opponent doesn't have a land, I guess. We have a shot here. Thalia into Sanctum Prelate. Please don't top deck the land, opponent. Wait, did they spread to the top or the bottom? Bottom. Alright, we have a chance. No death, no death, no death. Alright. Come on, chat. Not dead. Not dead. Not dead. Not dead. I always feel like we're dead against Storm. I get flashbacks of Probe. And I'm just gonna Dark Red a bunch of times, and for all tutor LED kill me. Not dead. Not dead. Not dead. Not dead. They might have to Cabal Therapy Thalia? Like, they're gonna die to that? Nope. Blue mana. Not dead. Come on. Give me your energy, chat. Me 3-2 stank again. We'll strangle some people on Wednesday. I got you. I'll mark Wednesday down as the Eldrazi Taxes stream. We'll be strangling some people. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Maybe just do Mono White and Modern again. Then you'll stop Symbiote scares me the most in elves. I'm always scared of Heritage Druid the most. Like Symbiote is annoying because it prevents you from connecting with GTA sometimes, but you just have so many pro-green flyers and stuff. Between Flicker Wisp, using Mom, Sarah Avenger, Mirror Crusader and stuff. I guess their elves bad enough that I don't base my sideboard slots right. Yeah, that's fair. If I wanted to beat elves, I'd be playing like 3 Containment Priests and 3 Ethersworn Canists or something, and then still losing. Maybe they just didn't hit any lands with this Brainstorm, and then we win the game. I like that plan. I'm down for this plan. Thalia into Sanctum Prelate on 1. 4 Holy Lights, yeah, alright. The anti-elf sideboard. 4 Holy Light, 4 Containment Priest, 4 Ethersworn Canonist, and I don't know. Some Path to Exiles. Don't want to lose to Delver. Not dead, please. Please don't kill me, opponent. Wait. What's happening? I'm scared. Guys, I'm scared. What's going on? Oh, they know the top card of their deck. Is it empty? Are they just gonna like empty me for 18 on turn 1? No! 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 Not like this! Oh, that's so... Oh, that's such a bummer. This is... Good on them. They found the line. Good for them. Good for their opponent. That is quite the bummer. They really gave me the business there. If you had a needle on the board, yeah, then we get them. We play the needle, name Chrome Mox, and then they tap the Chrome Mox for mana. Oh man. Whew. Yeah, they got me. Is your pretty good tech for Elves Wasteland Strangler related all the time? Alright, yeah, they tag me. I play this, they tag me to 3, and then... It'll work. Yep, I got you, yeah. It's a solid plan. I can appreciate it. You play the Pithing Needle, you name Chrome Mox, and then they think it doesn't work, so they don't even click on it. They don't try to tap it. Attacking is an activated ability, right? You take out all the dollar bin, white rares, and dual lands. And then you spend 3 grand on some of the pile and check variety. Then you probably lose because I'd probably lose because I wouldn't know what I'm doing with the check pile. Deck seems a lot harder. Have your votes go, oh, it's needled. I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have just blindly I would probably have needled Polluted Delta since they missed their land drop. Would have just blind needled Polluted Delta to try and snipe it if they top decked it, since I was turn 2 Thaliaing. The Goblins are back all the time, but they're gone now. They've done their damage. Man, we have 2-3 like 2 straight leagues with this deck. Man, I'm just bad at Magic. My win percentage has been going down. I used to be at like 67%. Now I'm at 63. I keep dying to these stupid Storm decks. Maybe I do need to go back to playing a Mindbreak Trap in my deck. 37, 20 wins, 17 losses. 50-50 against Ant. I mean that is about how I feel about the matchup, so that's fair. Needle usage. Yeah, I'm not knocking Needle. I've played Needle before. I'll play Needle again at some point. Just not right now. Especially because Needle's like kind of awkward against some of the decks that I guess no, Needle's good against. I bring Needle in against Stompy decks. Needle Chandra their cards or whatever. I think going forward we're gonna change these Shalias back to Mirror Crusaders. I'm definitely not sold on the card. I need to like make a post in the Discord channel asking them about like sell me on this card. Because I've never been sold on Shell. I've been playing it for like 4, 5, 6 leagues. I don't know the exact numbers, but it just never felt particularly powerful. Like in most of the games that it was good, it was just a 3/4 flyer. Like it could have just been Restoration Angel and probably been better because of the flicker. I don't know. I'm willing to be wrong about this. I'll probably go post in the Discord tonight or tomorrow. If you're moving Angel Mom, Primate Board Canonist. It's very strong. It would help against the Storm matchup. I could play like 2 Crusaders, try Canonist in the main. Also free up a sideboard slot if I was only playing 2 Canonists. I could play the Pithing Needle. New plan. Play Ethersworn in the main, second Mirror Crusader, and swap the second Ethersworn on the sideboard for a Pithing Needle. Easy. But anyway. That was a bummer. That was a bummer of a game. But that was pretty good. Pretty good for the opponent there. They found the line. Props. I'm just finding a stream to host while we mingle, chat about the match and stuff. Mixed result with Angel Mom, she's good, she's real good. She does play a little more. One of the games for Painter and Bug. Yeah. It felt really good in Modern. I just have not been super sold on it in something like Legacy. I don't know. It feels really slow in Legacy. A lot of its abilities don't feel like they matter a lot. Oh, all my other creatures have hexproof, but Shalai is always the most important one. Like, against check pile, they just crack a fetch land, fatal push it, whatever. I don't know. Mirror Crusader seems like it's better. Maybe we'll play a mainboard Ethersworn or something. Maybe we'll play a, what's that? Spirit of the Labyrinth or whatever. I don't even think I own a Spirit of the Labyrinth on Moto. I own a Selfless Spirit. Feels good when you correct. This feels terrible when your opponent does. Yeah, that's true. I played it against lands, and they're like, alright, Cooperation Crocus, bounce it. Hurdy-dur. Absurd with Active Mom. Yeah, exactly. But then if I have Active Mom and like anything, like if I have a Mirror Crusader there, I still feel pretty good. It's just mainboard canvas for Spirit of the Labyrinth. Yeah, there's a chance. There's also a chance I just go back to 3 Mirror Crusaders or whatever. I'll fiddle with the list. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this here stream up. Spirit of the Labyrinth is terrible. Just as Phil. Yeah, I'll get the public's opinion on like what a good deck list looks like. Yeah, 1 toughness is kind of gross right now, especially against stuff like Grixis Delver and check pile playing Marsh casualties and all this stuff. Yeah, Valon Canonist does feel really good. Like in that game too against Storm, having a Valon 2 with Canonist is really good at being able to like kind of disrupt things, stop Snapcaster mages essentially, and stuff like that. Definitely not opposed to it. Gives me more game against random dirtily Storm. Storm's kind of a bummer. Oh man. Can I like morally host this person because I see them playing Legacy Elves? I've played against this person. I've lost to this person before. Washable Water. I'm pretty sure this person crushed my dreams last time I played a league. I was like 4-0 or something, and then I lost the... Or was I like 3... I think I was 4-0, and I lost the 5-0 dream to Legacy Elves. I think it was Washable Water. You can respond to a brainstorm miracle. Yeah, exactly. Seems sweet. Alright, here's another person playing Legacy who seems a lot more not elves than the other one. Yes. Looks like what this abomination. Nick Fit? 4-color Loam? I don't know. There's a Chalice of the Void, a Deathrite Shaman, an Obstinate Baloth. Anyway, we're just gonna host this person, but I'll wrap up the stream here. Anyway, so if you are watching somewhere, if you're watching this video later, my name is John Ryan. We stream a ton of Death and Taxes on this channel, so if that's what you're into, if you enjoy this sort of content, you want to see more, you can hit the follow button. It costs you totally nothing. It helps you know when I'm going live, helps other people find my content. The other things, if you really want to support the channel, you can subscribe or donate. Subscriptions get you the Sweet Thalia emote, which is here. I never get it right. Yeah, it's sitting in the sideboard all the time. Sweet Thalia emote. If you donate, I'd be happy to run a Death and Taxes list for you. Up to your suggestion. If you want to see a certain card, certain format, certain color, splash, or whatever. If it's feasible for me, I'd be happy to look into it. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up these last couple of chat tidbits here, and then we're gonna go host this person playing. I don't even know what they're playing, but we're gonna host it. Swap the canvas for prelates. See how it goes. Well, I'll play two prelates. Could be interesting. I'm advocating for one each in the main if you run support. Yeah. 5-color Legacy D&T. I think that's just called 5-color humans. Like, Legacy 5-color humans, and I just play like 4 Sanctum Prelates, 4 Noble Hierarchs, whatever, 4 Thalias. Anyway, I'll catch you guys all later. I think tomorrow we're gonna go to some Modern. Seems like all the time wanted to see Eldrazi Taxes on Wednesday. Probably gonna play Mono White Modern on Tuesday, E&T on Wednesday, and probably go back to Legacy Death and Taxes on Thursday, and then Friday we'll do whatever Modern Land Legacy stream. Anyway, I'll catch you guys all tomorrow then. Thanks for stopping by.
Is Trinisphere okay, or is it? I mean, I kind of like it because
I like Trinisphere in this matchup.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut to the case.